Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I join the Prime Minister in paying tribute to those servicemen who've lost their lives in Afghanistan since the House last met? Like the Prime Minister, I've been recently to Helmand and have seen for myself the courage, the professionalism, the dedication of people working in incredibly difficult conditions. And we owe each and every one of the fallen a huge debt of gratitude. Right across the country, people are worried about their savings, their pensions and their mortgages. That is why I said last week that if the government needed to take major steps to secure the banking system, it would have our support. Does the Prime Minister agree with me? Does the Prime Minister agree with me that the message should go out loud and clear from this House that in a free enterprise economy, banks play such an important role for everyone, for homeowners, for businesses, for individuals with savings, that the banking system itself cannot be allowed to fail?
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the Leader of the Opposition's support for the action that we are taking. I hope that we can proceed now on the basis that there will be all-party support for the actions that have been taken today and will be taken in future days. I also believe that the scheme that we have put forward, which is a stability and restructuring programme, is not simply about new capital for the banks. It is increasing liquidity into the system so that there is overnight and short-term lending available for the banks. It is dealing with what is perhaps the bigger problem at the moment, and that is medium-term funding, that small businesses, as everybody recognises in our country, need to get funding. At the same time, mortgage holders and prospective homeowners need to know that the market can resume. The absence of that medium-term funding of loans over 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years is something that has hindered the market, and the market is indeed frozen up in these areas. So we are guaranteeing £250 billion. It will be at commercial rates, but we will do the job that the banks usually do and should be doing in normal circumstances, providing the guarantee that that system will work forward. And in addition to that, the cut in interest rates will assure people that all action is being taken in the economy so that we can help businesses move forward. So I welcome his support. I would say to him that the measures we are taking this morning are far more comprehensive and wider than those that have been speculated about in the press. And I would say to him that we are showing that we will do everything in our power to maintain the stability of the economy in the interest of every single British person.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given, as the Prime Minister says, that we are trying to save the banking system, not as an end in itself, but to save the wider economy, would the Prime Minister agree that the real test of success of these measures is not just, as he said, about banks starting to lend to each other, but whether small business can get loans again, whether homeowners can get mortgages again? Aren't they the real tests that need to be met? And aren't they the real tests that need to be met? And can he explain how he's going to be measuring whether they're met?
I'm grateful for him giving me an opportunity to say, in addition, what we are doing to help small businesses. The key issues for small and medium enterprises are cash flow and, to a certain extent, access to finance, as I've just said. They need to be helped through this critical period. Late payment problems, which have intensified, with all firms on average lengthening the time it takes to pay their suppliers, including SMEs, go beyond agreed terms. The government can ease this situation, and we will help cash flow through prompt payment. The government's already agreed to move its procurement rules from payments within 30 days to a commitment to pay as soon as possible. In the current climate, we need to go further with a harder target. We will therefore aim to make SME payments within 10 days. The government will pick up the cost of this, but this is a small price for greatly increasing cash flow associated with £8 billion of contracts to small and medium-sized enterprises. Now, as I announced last weekend, we are proposing that the European Investment Bank increases its loans worth up to £4 billion to United Kingdom banks for use by small and medium-sized enterprise. And we are now pressing for further additional funding to be advanced and for UK banks to be able to ensure that they take up this full funding available for small and medium-sized enterprises. The government will, of course, review the impact of any regulatory measures already agreed. But let me make it clear, we are doing and will do everything we can to assist small and medium-sized enterprises throughout this period, and our restructuring of the banks is designed to ensure that while it is difficult to achieve, credit lines can remain open to small and medium-sized enterprises on a commercial basis. We will not accept that banks should cull their credit lines in order to eliminate their own exposure to risk. So we will do everything we can to help the 4 million small businesses of this country.